how the Mommy Longlegs chase scene works off camera in Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 introduced something more terrifying than the Huggy Wuggy vent chase scene. It's the Mommy Longlegs chase scene. Now, in my first ever Poppy Playtime video, I broke down how the developers pulled this scene off. There's tons of vents floating in the sky, and lots of different Huggy Wuggies that spawn that give you the illusion that one is chasing you continually. It's a very clever mechanic which eliminates the complexity of having a monster actually chase you. Truthfully, Huggy Wuggy just runs from point A to point B whether you're in front of him or not. Then he just stops. But Mommy Longlegs, she's a different story, because her chase scenes don't exactly work like that. The player isn't stuck in a vent they can't get out of with only one true path to take. They have big rooms to explore, and so the methodology of how the monster AI works had to be changed. So they took the core concept of the vent chase scenes and decided to create tons of Mommy Longlegs. When you're going through this area, there's actually a lot of them just sitting out of bounds. For example, just to the right of the hallway, beyond the 4-lever door, is a copy of her. Same goes to the bridge that leads to the last lever that begins the big chase. You can just see her to the right of the walkway. This one is kind of funny because sometimes the game logic doesn't keep track of this one. So if you pull the final lever and start the big chase scene, and then die, when you respawn you can turn around and see an inactive Mommy Longlegs just sitting on the wall. This one won't ever activate or attack you, but if we pull the lever now, another one will appear despite this one still being stuck on the wall. In case you were wondering, the one behind the final gray lever is stored down the cliff. There's also a subscribe button down there, in case, you like my silly videos. Come on, it's free. So we know the location of Mommy Longlegs in the chase scene. But now let's talk about how they chase the player, because that's what makes these so interesting. So Mommy Longlegs is designed to find the shortest route to the player. This allows her to move down hallways and follow you. But she also has some extremely deadly failsafes. For one, if the player can't be detected or is off the ground too long, you'll get automatically killed. This one seems to only apply to the final one that appears by the lever, and I'm not entirely sure why. I've tried flying through walls even to get away from it, and I just get killed out in the void. It's kind of like how the Huggy Wuggies and Whack-A-Wuggy can kill you anywhere. Truly terrifying. But it's actually the first Mommy Longlegs spawns that are the worst, because they're basically a train that never stops coming after you. The way these enemies work is that they tend to walk on top of any object in their path. They will always appear on whatever is in front of them, whether that be an object in the room or the max head of a wall. But when they are airborne without any ground, they truly become nightmare fuel. And this is because the game lets them fly. Yes, Mommy Longlegs can fly. In fact, she'll follow you anywhere you go out in space. No matter how far you run or where you hide, she will find you. I tried running as far as I could and even warping to different parts of the level, and she always found me. She can kill you through walls and walk through doorways, so there's nothing you can do. I really wanted to try to see if I could run from her and board the train, but I couldn't get it to work since the Mommy Longlegs that triggers the rooms for the train area is the one that instantly kills you if you try to leave the ground. So my quest to flee this crazy mom was unfortunately ruined. You'll notice that there are also hands that try to grab you in this final chase sequence too. These long arms are stretched out from different places, but you'll notice that you often can't see where the hands are coming from. The truth is, every hand has a copy of Mommy Longlegs' body attached to it. It's funny because in some areas, there are 3 or more of her all at once. In the sewers, it gets really crazy because she's basically crawling out of the sewer walls and stretching her hand out. Beneath the sewers in the void, there is a tangled mess of Mommy Longlegs' bodies, and it's truly a work of art. Just look at this 360-degree display of pure chaos. A masterpiece. There is, however, a T-posing Mommy Longlegs just floating out in the void. It's a bit odd, because none of the other versions of the character in this area are like that. But this one is just chilling here, asserting her dominance. There's text floating out in the void too, which I did cover in another video. They seem to be text phrases used by developers to pace out the flow of the chase scene. There's also other objects, like doors, developer art, and other things scattered out of bounds that are pretty cool. Now after you escape Mommy Longlegs and enter the tunnel that has a blue hand door, there's actually something very interesting that can occur. Normally, you have to open the blue hand door, and while it's opening, Mommy Longlegs appears in the hallway behind you, chasing you. Once you get in the room with the lever, she'll rush in, and that is when you're able to defeat her. But if we skip the blue door and hit the lever within the room, the machine won't actually kill her. She begins to get sucked into the machine, but she will surprisingly break out of it. Once this happens, she will immediately run towards a player and kill them. I was actually kind of surprised to see this happen. But it seems that in order for a death to happen, the player must first open the blue hand door to properly set up the beginning of the death sequence. Otherwise, the timing is off and she can escape. It definitely caught me off guard the first time. But that's how the chase scene works in Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and if you did, consider subscribing right now for more videos just like this one. Cheers!